Hello and welcome to all of you e-sailing fans sitting around the world. Welcome to e-sailing TV. And today we're going to have a really high level, I don't know if we're saying high level, but it's going to be a community stream. And it's really community stream because today we're going to see some fresh meat on the table. We're going to see lads that might never have been playing the game in a high level against some who might have been playing this game in a high level. And then at the same time, we're going to Scotland. So I might learn to speak a little bit Scottish today in my English accent. We are going to see a university game. We're going to see a university championship in team races. Normally they're doing it live on the waters, but today they have to do it online, virtual in this game. But I'm not here all by myself, so let me introduce in a few sec when we come into studio my co-host today, and he's going to help me commentate semi-final 2 because, unlucky, he's a very good e-sailer and qualified to the semi-finals also. And welcome to you, Mr. Ali Island, or let me call you as you are, Speedy_1. So you're just Speedy today.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for having me, Thomas, and thank you, Aberdeen Sailing Club. Looking forward to a good couple races, hopefully this afternoon.
Yeah, and I can say to you guys, you're already worldwide known already because we already have the first greetings directly from Spain. So welcome to the Spanish and the Italians, and also some of the French sailors are with us already. So today, all of you on the university who qualified, we don't going to see you in picture, only you, Speedy, are going to be well known around the world. And what are we going to experience today?
We're going to experience good close racing with these teams. There's been 3 round robins already this weekend. Everyone's getting better with every race, feeling a bit more confident. So I'm expecting some really close racing in the J70, the Star and the Laser this afternoon.
Yeah, and we're going to have a best of 3 format. It's team races. And we need to have the rules on the spot while we're here. In these team races, we're going to have BO3. It's going to be a J-boat, a Star boat, and a Laser. Or is it opposite? The format.
Laser, Star, and J70.
Oh, it was opposite. Yeah. But we are going to see all 3, and the first team to win 2 races is on to the final and going to meet the others. So we might not see 3 races in each, but I have been told that it's a very close race and it's a very close game we're going to see today. And then it's team races. So is it last man losing or it's points? It's 3 versus 3.
It's points, so you can win the races with a couple different combinations. So it'll be really close right till the end of every race, I expect.
Yeah, and I also heard a rumor saying it's a medium upwind, medium downwind. That also means you really need to be very sharp in those mark roundings we're going to see today. But I know you're going to play in the first semi-final, so let's say goodbye to you. I know you'll be online with me in studio here, so I can commentate when you're crying or what you're doing while you're playing, because I can see you on camera. But then we will have you co-commentate when we're coming into the semifinals. So Speedy, and also for getting sorry, I made a very bad introduction of you. The reason why you're also here in studio is because you're actually the British champion 2020, and you're also also on the Nations Cup winning team, winning the first Nations Cup ever for the British national champion, national team in e-sailing. So we have quite some expectations for you right now.
Yeah, well, thank you for bringing that to everyone's attention, Thomas. No pressure now. I better go and join the race. I'll speak to you after the race, yeah?
Yeah, see you after the race. Have some fun, and talk to you later. And while talking about the race, here we have the race. It is going to be a fantastic Star boat we're going to see in the start. And it's 3 different boats we're going to see. We're going to see a Star boat, we're going to see a Laser, and we're going to see a J-boat class. And they work differently because the Star boat, there's no spinnaker in. As we see, it's a huge sail. It has a wind shadow that's almost 35 meters big in game. So you need to be way ahead to go downwind, to be in front of the others and not be caught by a wind shadow. And then we have also this issue that the wind shadow is straight down. But let's talk more about that, because when we're coming to the other boats, we will describe what they are all about. We are ready for race number 1. And while we are just, we need to go into this fantastic race once again, because we just were so unlucky to be thrown out of the lobby. But let's get ready for it. Let's get ready to rumble. It is 2 teams against each other. Don't Kill My Jibe. That's the team with Speedy_1 or Esailing. He's together with Dush and Dudit. Dudit is also part of the Scottish team that's integrating him into the national team of Esailing, and they are playing against America Tragic. I don't know if they want to call themselves American Magic, but I think they refer into some kind of race in AC75 or the America's Cup. Let's get ready. It's green versus pink. They are playing 4 points, so it's a team race. Start's going up. It's not the best start for the green team at the moment. Penalty to Lassie and a very slow start to JLFB, and that means Speedy in the lead together with Dush, and then we have Dudit going to the right hand side. So right now a very controlling start for Don't Kill My Jibe in this star boat, but remember, as told, this boat you're not winning upwind. This boat type, you're winning downwind. So when they're coming up to this top mark up there and rounding that mark, it's all about meters. And right now there's only 26 meters in between the boats, meaning that they're getting ready to downwind action, throwing some dirty air, some wind shadow on each other. And while speaking about wind shadow, see here, that's the white area we see behind the boats. And when we're going downwind, we will see it in front of the boats. And a speed... and the difference in wind in speed when you're caught in wind shadow, dirty air, downwind can be up to 3 knots downwind. And in a boat type like this, there's sailing 5.4 knots upwind, and then downwind will hit around 11, 12 knots, then 3 knots. It's quite some difference in speed. But it looks good for Don't Kill My Jibe at the moment. They are in the lead, they are in control, and they are also in front of each of the green players. And you can see Speedy, he's covering quite well. Aubrey passed the salt. Aubrey passed the salt. It's all these fantastic names we are having. But remember, when you're choosing your name in the game, always, if you're prepared to be on Esailing TV or commentated one of the international races, then always pick a name that we can tell. Or else you will get a fantastic nickname as Totadeta. He's from Portugal. We just call him Pie because it means delicious pie. Or Pasles Le Cube from France. He's called Cheese because we know it's squared cheese. Then we have Dush coming first, Speedy second, and now it's interesting what they're doing. Oh, a penalty here to JLFB for sailing into Dudit. And see, now he might do a wind block. See, he's easing the sails, slowing down his boat, making the green team sail into him, creating a gap to his teammates so they can have a chance to sneak away. And this is team racing when it's at its best. Great stop at the top mark there, stopping the whole team, not a penalty. And now you can see one boat is taking out 3 in one move and also penalizing 2 of them, slowing down the whole team, and they are paying for points. So those of you that don't know what team races is about, you need to know we are adding all the points together there for team. And right now you can see the pink team has a first position, a second and a fourth. That's 7 points, and there's 13 points to the green team at the moment. And the team with less points are winning the race. So great race, great stuff, and great tactic by Don't Kill My Jibe in their first upwind leg and top mark rounding. Let's get ready to action. Dudit is here. He's going to the left-hand side. A little bit knowledge about him. First time I saw him was at the ISPO Munich event. He was invited in by some of the Scottish sailors there in the Scottish community, and they were all part of the British national British national team in e-sailing. So he got a lot of knowledge together with Speedy, Bill Rock, and yeah, I can continue and mention all these names. Some of you might not know them. But here right now, it looks quite a lead to Team Pink. Don't Kill My Jibe is taking the battle to Americatratic. And this is a huge tragic. What just happened here? Penalizing friendly fire. That's also a way of losing a team race. Friendly fire, friendly kill, 2 penalties made by one boat on one team. JLFB killed his teammates and now he got killed again by ordering past the salt, please. And there we go, Dude It, slowing down the rest of the team, making sure that no matter what happens, Team Pink is winning this regatta. We can just do all the points. You need to have less than how many points? Let's do the mathematics. There are in total 6, 12, 21 points in a race. So if you have 10 points or less, you are winning a race in this format. There we see a small battle. Let's just see it from top, just to have some action. Whoosh! Audio Parts the Soul was just pushed a little bit away by Dude It. Dude It, he's coming into the battle again. Let's just see if those two can battling each other. There's no doubt that Kill My Jibe has won this race. And no matter if Dude It is losing or winning, they will only have 9 points. And that will give the victory still to Don't Kill My Jibe. Let's see some action. No, they're going away from each other. No more action, no more killing. Then let's talk a little bit about this wind shadow. See here, JLFB, he's caught in wind shadow by Dude It. See already 0.5 difference in speed downwind. Audio Parts the Salt is going to attack Dude It, and this is also a way to warm up. Also a little bit psychological war in this case. So let's see how it goes. And also to all of you out there, we have a lot of sailing clubs with us today, and I can see Dundee University Sailing Club is also with us, and welcome in the chat and welcome in this regatta. With the score here, we can already now handle out the first point to Don't Kill My Jibe. They will get 1 point in race number 1. And that means they are already in to have the advantage. And confirmation, Douche, Speedy, first and second, that's 3 points. Dude It 5 points, 8 points in total. This will give 13 points to the opposite team. So 1-0 to Don't Kill My Jibe. That was race number 1 in semi-final number 1. And we have been speaking a little bit with the organizers, and they have been telling us that there's been a very, very close race. And one of the few ones, teams that really have performed is Don't Kill My Jibe. So if it looks very easy what they're doing, then I can say to you, as I said in the intro, Speedy or Ali Island, he is the British champion 2020 in e-sailing, and he is also part of the national team winning Nations Cup 2020 over 8 other nations around the world. And I have to say that took on Spain, and Spain might be the best e-sailing nation in the world, but Britain, the British team, won that battle. So it's not for fun what we just saw here. It is a little bit hard for the first team to do that race, but that's how it is. That's how it's going. But let's see if Americatratic can come back in it and maybe change the name to Americamatic and win some races. Should there be any questions or any comments, anything, please write in the chat if you're in here. Then we're always ready to tell the next name. Race number 2 coming up. Let's go in and have some action. They are getting ready to it, and this is the J70. The J70 is here in front of us, and see, it's like the real J70, and it's also have almost the same agilities as in real life. Normally there's a small crew on this boat, 3 skippers, but today it's maneuvered by 3 persons. Today it's maneuvered by 1 person who's maneuvering it by hand. He's using his fingers on the arrows and also on the buttons. And but this boat, we normally say in fleet races, you're winning this boat downwind and losing it upwind. So you really need to focus on this boat type. And there we can see, oh, what's happening here? Oh, downwind starts for the green team, but what's happening out there? Lassie is not inside. No. That might be the worst start we have seen for a long time. I think Lassie tried to do a downwind start. Let's see here, and the spinnaker is up, going downwind. And this was what I was trying to tell about this boat type. The spinnaker is in this boat, and now he needs to go into the starting line. But it's not a total catastrophe yet for the team. America tragic. I know it was quite tragic, but it's not. They can still win it, but it looks a little bit hard. They need first and second. Then it doesn't matter what happens with the last position. But right now we can see Dush is covering up JLFB, and then Speedy is covering Aubrey past the Salt. So let's see how that will unfold. But a terrible start for Team Green. But also, as said earlier, Dudit Speedy_1 has played against the best players in the world, both in ISPO Munich, but also when they're just having fun. Dush, I don't know much about him, but one thing is for sure, he chose to go into a team where there's a little bit, let's say like this, they trust that he can perform. So let's see if he can perform and keep JLFB behind him. This is race number 2 in this BO3, and this race number 2 is going to decide who's going into the final. If not, the green team is winning. Right now, it looks good for Don't Kill My Jibe. It looks like they're going to win this BO3 2-0 in the first semi-final of the day. But let's see. Everything can happen. We have disconnections. We have glitches in the game. It is an online game, so let's cross the fingers. Dudit coming first, Dush second, Speedy third, and now they're doing the wind track again. See, Speedy slowing down, making Audrey past the Salt sail into him. And like in real life, you're not allowed to sail into other boats. Then they break, but in this game they don't break. You get a penalty, an 11-second slowdown. JLFB again having some issues, going around the mark, and like in real sailing, if you're going upwind and you don't catch the wind in the sail, then you're also losing momentum. The J-boat is normally one of the favorite boats in the community for team races, and it is because it's quite maneuverable. It has a good average speed downwind, see 12 knots, and then when you're coming close to the others, then the wind shadow of this boat, whoosh, what a good maneuvering there, is 30 meters. And now you can see the speed difference, almost 1 knot, if not he was covered by his teammate. And this way you can really use this boat type to do downwind attacks. Mark rounding coming up. It's the gate mark Speedy. He's rounding in 3rd position. Audio past the Salt going opposite. And then JLFB coming in. And then Lassie J. I have to say, it was not the best start. And we can also see 170 meters behind the leader at the moment. It looks like an impossible task for Team Green, or let's call them America Tragic. So they're living up to their name today. And there was sadly not, I couldn't change their name to American Magic. But that's how it is. That's how the cookie is crumbled in this race. So let's just enjoy some of the things, and let's talk about some tips and tricks while we're in here. When we're going into 2D modes, we can see the wind shadows. When you're going upwind and caught in wind shadow by a boat in front of you, you normally lose 0.1 knots in speed. One of the elements you really need to look forward to is also when you're racing upwind and downwind, then you need to look for the breeze. When you're watching the radar in the top left corner, you can see when it's light or it's dark, that's deciding where there's wind, a light color, you can see it in front of us here, straight in front of us, then it's a lighter wind, and if it's a dark color, then it's a harder breeze. Going downwind and reading the radar, then we can say the side team pink or Don't Kill My Jibe is going to, they're jibing into the left hand side in our view, and that's also where the wind pressure is. And let's just see if that fits, because JLFB, he's in the middle, he's in a lighter wind when we're watching the radar. The wind just shifted in his favor, so 14.5, 13.7, so he's capturing the wind quite well. So we have to say that was very good reading by him in the wind intelligence, keeping himself in the middle, capturing some speed, but unlucky for him, Don't Kill My Jibe is winning race number 1, or semi-final number 1, and they're winning with the score 2-0. It's a BO3, that means that the team first getting 2 points are winning the regatta. So Don't Kill My Jibe goes in towards the second round. And here we have the confirmation, first, second and third to Don't Kill My Jibe. And then after a small break, we can call Speedy_1, have him in studio. And I don't know how we make sure that a Scottish person is not coming into it. So let's see, so it doesn't get too cocky. We don't want Scotchmen. They are too cocky. Small break, and we will be ready with semi-final 1, semi-final 2. This is Group A we just saw. We see winner is KTR with 18 points. And that was semi-final number 1, and we're getting ready for semi-final 2. But let's try to get Speedy back online with us. Let's have him in studio in a few seconds. I can see semi-final 2 is getting to be created, but let's have Speedy in studio and say hello to him. Oh, sorry, Ali. We just want to jump in. There we are. Welcome in studio, and congratulations with the first victory. I have some small questions. You're going to co-commentate with me in a few seconds. Why did it look so easy for you guys to win here? What is the trick of winning a team race like this?
Well, I think our team has some pretty good communication, and also not putting the spinnaker up before the start was quite important in that second race. I guess they didn't realise that you can't take your spinnaker down in the last 20 seconds. Unfortunately, I've been caught out with that as well, so I think we've all learned the hard way.
So actually they got caught by one of the new rule changes that are in the game. One of the rule changes are that the spinnaker, if you put it up, then 20 seconds before time, you can't take it down again. And that's quite a change. So you need to be aware of that.
It totally changes your starting tactics in the J70. So it was quite funny when we realised that he hadn't realised that he couldn't take his kite down and was going to be slowly coming down to the start line. Yeah,
we saw it sadly, and I have to apologise a little bit on here from studio that I said that was maybe the worst start I ever seen in a team race. But if you don't know the game, as I also said, Today we are throwing out fresh meat on the market. You guys have been playing this to come in here and have some fun with it. So, but let's see how that will go. While we're waiting for the next team to start. When we're doing a team race like this, you said, hey, we're winning because we have a good communication. But when we're watching you team against one of the other teams, where is the three main focuses, if you have to explain three focuses you need to have in a game, where to focus?
Yeah, so the main things we talk about are we winning, we pair up with another boat, and then we talk about are we winning our pair. So we pair up with, one in the other team, so it's one-on-one versus one-on-one versus one-on-one, and we just talk to one another about whether we're winning our pair, are we beating that other boat? And then from there we talk about, do we need to do anything? How can we help out? And once you've won all your pairs, it's kind of straightforward sailing. And you'll have seen that the boat in third place causes, we call it Operation Carnage in our team. And their job is just to slow the race down behind them.
Yeah, and when you're saying carnage, then we saw it straight away. We're doing what we call a wind block, or a wind wall, actually, a wall at the gate mark, where you guys placing a wall, one boat, and his only task is to make the other team sail into them, or if they're trying to go around him, then he tries to penalize them. So we have this gap towards the rest of the team in the lead. Because when you're playing 3 versus 3, it's all about getting first and second, then it doesn't matter anything with the last player you have in the game. So that's all about defending it here. But when we come into the game, we will very like to hear you commentate on where to place you in the start and what we are seeing. Right now I can see we have connection issues for one of the players from Team Blue, and it looks like they're all disconnecting at the moment. There's a reconnection, so we are just waiting for the race to start. So, Speedy, if I'm new in this game, or I'm just watching this here today, so what can you tell about how did you get interested in this game? What caught you in the game? Because you are a sailor, you can't sail at the moment, but you're playing Virtual Regatta and you've actually been doing it quite well because you're a British champion and you're also a Nation Cup winner worldwide.
Yeah. So I got into it for a bit of fun with some of my friends. We started a weekly league where we would just post on a Facebook group some codes once a week, and we ran it for a few weeks and a couple of winters ago, and that kind of started it going in Scotland. And since then, I've been playing a bit more. The guys in my team have been part of various different teams. Dodit has joined us in the ISPO event we did a few months ago, and it's a great community, and it's pretty strong here in Scotland as well, which is really, really great for practicing and racing.
Yeah, and you I think you're saying maybe the key points in this. We're doing this because we're having fun together with something that interests us. We are interested in sailing, so why not do something with sailing, but something where we can do it together and have some fun with it. I can see all the players because I have a lot of multiple screens in the studio like this, and one of the screens are telling me all the players are ready, but we just need the race officer or one of the players that have the start button in the top. Press start so we can see the race. The race officer just joined in. I can see he's called Chapman, and there the race has started. So let's jump in, and all of you, please welcome Speedy_1 Ali Island as co-commentator on Esailing TV for the first time ever. And again, we just have this small issue that we need to watch on here today. So guys, two sec, and then we'll be back in the game. Sometimes we experience that we have thrown out of the server, but don't worry, we are here to make sure it works quite well. So it is Who High versus Quantum Sail. What do we know about this? The two clubs that's playing here.
Yeah, so the team in yellow are the University of Highlands and Islands. We should watch out for Joe Penhall. He's quite good actually. And the other team is Wee Man, GP Doug, and Honk. They're, I believe, based on the south coast of England, actually. So they're racing. They're representing England, it seems, today.
Yeah, but it's quite amazing because I've seen a false start. Let's just take it here. Joe Penhall, as you said, the commentator's curse was jumped on him straight away. Thank you, Mr. Ali Island, for giving me the curse. Doing a false start from the start, but that's sometimes what happens. And then GP Dog following him. But quite a mixed start. Wee Man in a good position to cover rest of the fleet at the moment.
Yeah, great start from the Quantum Sales team. I'd be watching this battle between Honk and George Hackney there. Looks like it could be quite close.
Yeah, and when we're seeing it here, Honk coming straight in, just managed to go in front of Iron V. How do I say this in Scottish? Ian. Oh, thank you. It's fantastic. That's why I love to have a Scottish co-host with me today, so we don't have all this Scandinavian and British accent. Joel Tankey coming in. It's a great tack. It's okay. Just jump in and say what you're seeing, because you are the e-sailor, the top e-sailor of us all.
Yeah, I think this is going to be great. A great battle on the left-hand side here if Honk can get across. Oh, and he can't. This is going to be really interesting as they come into the mark here about who's ahead, and can George get clear ahead as they enter that zone around the mark.
Yeah, and we're going to have two mark round rules when we're coming up to this mark. I can see Rule 18 and Rule 18.1 is going to be in place. We have to explain to all others there's non-sailors. If you're coming from starboard into the dotted line up here, ley line, entering the zone, then you have to right away. But if you're coming from port side, as we're seeing here, then it's the rule of the inside turn. So right now, George is not placed quite well if they're entering the zone like this. Oh, Honk doing a mistake in my fault. Oh,
that is a close call.
And there we see Rule 18.1 coming in, penalising.
Great work there from University of Highlands and Islands. They could have quite easily hit one another, but they did a really good job there to only hit the other team.
Yeah, and now we can see a small one block there. They make one sneak away and one doing carnage, as you call it. So George is killing two players and making Joe Penhunt coming up to him. So is that a good tactic in team racing, letting one boat away and two left behind?
It is very difficult in the start. In a normal team race, we would think that they want to hold on to that 1-2 position, but in the start, it's so easy to cover them downwind. So I think holding on to one and then maybe trying to go for a 4-5 is a good move here from the yellows.
Yeah, but right now with points, we had the calculation in race number 1. Right now, Team Yellow is behind. 11 points for Team Yellow, 10 points for the blue team is Quantum Sales, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
Yes. Oh, another penalty for Honk.
Yeah. Penalty opposite side there, or again to Honk. Honk, wasn't he the guy who also was part of your Scottish League in the start? I remember covering one of two of your races 1.5 years ago. That's almost 1.5 years ago.
We have a fleet of boats called Honk that race. We've got Honk, 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 HMS Honky. We've got lots of honks.
Why is that name so popular in Scotland, Honk? If I have to do my Danish translation, it might. Oh, nice battle there. But it actually they misfired that penalty a little bit. They penalised him, but they came behind.
Yeah, well bet. That was a good move actually by very unconventional by a wee man.
And now, penalty! Friendly fire. We saw one guy missing the hand grenade, giving it to his friend, and then blew up his boat in that case. Joe Penhall is now in 5th. And now we have that issue, as I said. Why have one boat sneak away in a team race? Because now Team Yellow are losing at the moment.
Yeah, there's a lot of work to do for Yellow here. And they're not helping themselves.
No. sailing into Honk, and Honk didn't do anything for him getting that penalty. And now it's interesting. Huge wind shadow, and Team Yellow are putting each other on wind shadow, so they're very aggressive on everybody in front of them.
Yeah, the Yellows need to pick a boat each and sit on them. I think we're going to see Honk just run away with this.
Yeah. So Honk might sneak away. Yeah, no. Too late to capture Honk and Wee Man. This only means one thing. They need to double penalize a GP dog, and have him going last. Oh, first battle loss for Joe Beanall.
Absolute disaster for Joe Pinhall there.
I have to say, Speedy, it's a pleasure to have you in studio, because the first thing you did was talk this guy up. And since then, everything has crashed above him. I've seen meteors hitting his boat, everything, dolphins jumping up in front of him. But it's a close battle. Now it's coming in. It's coming in. Piol in fourth, GP Dog in fifth. If George Hankey can come in front, then they will win. It's very close. It's who winning, who's losing. It's on the finish. No! Penalty, GP Dog. Team Yellow winning this race number 1. And,
wow.
Yeah. And that was a classic finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was there. Really close. And shows that just don't give up. Even though John Penhall got penalty halfway down that run, he still got back into the race pretty quickly and was able to work hard on GP Doug there.
Yeah, and seeing the race result here, that's 10 points for Team Yellow. How do we say that now? Who high? Yeah, who high? I think that. Yeah, it's fantastic with the Scottish. And Quantum Sales 0 in race number 1. And I can say Hamish Taylor is writing in the chat, madness. And I have to say, and don't worry guys, we are making a little bit fun today because it's a community stream, it's the university. When I see that word, I'm imagining this guy from Simpsons with the red beard, old guy, madness. He's a little bit Scottish in it, but that's how it is. Let's come back to Ali.
That's exactly what he looks like.
Yeah, that's
exactly what Hamish looks like.
Yeah. So that was race number 1. And surprisingly, Team Yellow won. So they're doing a great comeback. And this only means one thing. And also when we saw you guys in Nations Cup winning over Spain, I had to say the Spanish team was dominating Nations Cup. And then they met Team Britain, the national team from Britain in the final. And I know I'm not allowed to say this, but you guys were also a little bit lucky that night, weren't you?
Yeah, no, there was a bit of luck, but that's how it goes. We've all had races where there's disconnects and things like that. So we took advantage of our luck on the night, and of course it was great that we went on to win the event. Yeah,
and I remember the race number 5. You guys won quite astonishing with a very good point because of that luck. Déjà Vu in the graphics when we were seeing, and the finish graphics, was losing to Cruisulator. But after the referees, the race officers, everybody watched it with different results, it was called that Déjà Vu was winning with 1 pixel in the game. And I have to say, guys, a pixel in the game, that's, if you remember painting in the program Paint, then these squares, that was what he was winning with in the race. So
yeah, no, it was very close between the two teams.
Yeah. Now, when we're talking about the tournaments and competitions, this tournament competition we're in here, how has that been? I can see the race just start, so in 5 seconds we'll jump in. How has that come true? Is it a good thing to do for you guys on the universities, a tournament like this?
Yeah, so in normal times we would be in Aberdeen over the course of this weekend doing this in real life, and we'd be doing it over 3 days, and there would be a lot of teams from around the country would come come and join in. So this is a great way to just keep everyone involved in a year in which there's been no sailing. And from speaking to other competitors, everyone seems to have enjoyed themselves.
Fantastic. And let's go in game. And talking about enjoying yourself, it's Team Yellow, Huhai, or Furai, is in the lead.
UHI.
Yeah, Huhai are in the lead against Quantum Sails Race. And it is the J-boat, it is the J17, and this might go out in a third race. Right now, they have the advantage. Good start here for Honk again. Oosh. Ooh, yeah. Way to go by George, going to the right-hand side, taking the advantage on the outside. And how important is that move?
Yeah, getting to the right-hand side quickly is great. It allows you to come back on starboard and have right away. Looking at the little wind arrows, I like the look of the left at the moment, where Ian W is. He's in a very good position here as they make their way back to the middle of the course.
So if we have to do it straight away, GP Doc, what a terrible start for him out there. But let's see what the wind shift is doing, because right now the wind shift is in his favorite. Then Joe Penhold, he's in the middle, and after you've been talking him up, then everything has went down for him. But they're ending up winning last second in last race. Wee Man in the middle against Iron W, and then Honk against George Hankney. Oof. What to
very
do?
Very tight as they tack up the middle here. It's really anyone's race at this point, and I'm not gonna call it because it seems to do the opposite of what I say.
Don't call it. It's not allowed to be called before it's finished. We have experienced that a lot of time on TV, where we call the winner, and then suddenly a lot of things happen. Joe Penhold side by side with GP Doc. That's going to be a close call. It's like rugby. They are covering each other. Honk against George Hankney. Oh, penalty might coming in. Oi. Such a close man. And Wee Man against Iron W up in the top mark here in the right-hand side.
Yeah, very close as we come to this windward mark. Joe Penhall has done a great job getting back into the race after that terrible start.
Yeah, and when they're coming into the top mark, then now we have two rules in movement. But right now, Honk doing the one where he has to ride away from starboard, but it's still George in the lead. And right now, Honk can do two things. Either he can slow down his boat to make the whole fleet come up to him and capture two skippers, or he can try to capture George. What will you do in this case, Speedy?
Well, Honk cannot allow that yellow boat to get through, so he really needs to slow them down. He needs to do everything possible to penalise Ian and stop him overtaking him. And the other boat, Joe Penhall, needs to do his best to get everyone catching up a bit.
So Honk, he needs to defend against Ian. And if Ian is winning that one and going in front of Honk, then it might see a little bit difficult for Quantum Sails to come back in the race. And then Joe Penhall here, he needs to penalise both GP Doc, who's back in the race, and keep Wee Man behind him. Interesting. Upwind coming.
That's right.
Oh, penalty there. P.O. getting a penalty. Losing the first battle against Wee Man. Oh, and he pressed the best VMG button too early. And the spinnaker was not down. Total disaster. That's the last time, Speedy, you're talking a person up before race starts. That's the third meteor strike on that person, on Joe Penhall, but he can be back in the race.
I hope we're racing them next. I really do, and we can find Joe Penhall, and he can take care of his own team.
Yeah, but right now his teammates is carrying him first and third, plus the 6. That's 10 points versus 11 points. So Quantum Sails race need to do something to come back in this race. Penalty. Oof, to Honk against Ian. Oof. That might be costly.
Exactly. Might be, but GP Doug is very close. Honk and GP Doug need to work together to cover Ian downwind.
So the battle for the victory. If Ian defends his position and manage to beat two of the opponents, Hunk and GP Doc, then we have Huai further into the tournament, into the grand final against you, Speedy. You and your team, Don't Kill My Jibe. But if they don't manage to do that, then it's game over. Quantum Sales.
GP Doug really needs to be coming back here, and they really need to push Ian down into 5th or last place if they're gonna win this race.
But it doesn't look aggressive enough. The finish line is getting closer and closer. They are in the last 1/3 at the moment. Ian, he is actually on the right side of GP Doc. So GP Doc cannot slow him down with wind speed, but Hunk is doing. But is that good enough? Watch with our eyes. We're going with the chopper on the side. Watching Ian. He wants to defend it. Now it's now or never. Oof.
Oh. Wow. They missed their chance there. It's going to be a 1-2 or a 1-3. Look at that. They've missed their chance.
Ian defending very well his position, giving a 2-0 victory to Huai. And that's right said. Huai. Don't say the H, Thomas. Just say the I. I'm learning quite fast of a Viking here, but that's it. Let's have the confirmation. So, George Hankey in with a victory. Ian W in second. That's first and second, giving them 9 points in total to Huai, who's in the grand final against Don't Kill My Jibe. That's coming up after a small break. And Speedy, now we are already getting ready for the grand final. You're sitting here all relaxed, getting ready for the code and all that. I know the race will start in 3 minutes, so I will give you a break time here in a few seconds. But you just watch your opponent doing some good races and good fighting and good coming back. So what is your advice for your teammate if you're going to win this grand final?
I think we just keep it simple. Don't need to do anything fancy. Watch out for Joe Penhall, and just sail a nice, clean race.
A nice, clean race. And with that said, then let's say goodbye to you, have a small break, and then get ready for the grand final in this fantastic university event made by Aberdeen University. Great, have fun. This is Group A we just saw. We see winner is KTR with 18 points. That was the first two semi-finals, and I have to say I am actually quite amazed about the level when I know some of these players has not been playing Virtua Regatta Inshore or e-sailing for a very long time, and they're meeting top players and players that's been online on the servers for more than 2-3 years and also being in the highest international level. We're getting ready for the grand final. The grand final coming in, and it's going to be between Kill My Jibe, Speedy_1's team, and it's going to be against Huai, who is coming in here, and they have their colors, so it's Team Pink against Team Yellow when we are getting ready. And while saying that, let's just have the in-game view so we can talk a little bit about the team. And there we are. Let's have a small presentation. Speedy_1 with a unicorn on his sail. Then we have Dush. He has nothing on his sail. Dudit with the lion from the Netherlands maybe on his sail. Meeting Joe Peanut with nothing on his sail. George Tanky, nothing on yellow. And Iron W. The race is on. 1 minute to the start. It's all about position. We're starting with the start boat. It's 0-0. It's a BO3. So who will win this game? And today is one of the glitch nights, so let's just jump into the game again and get ready for some action. Don't Kill My Giant versus Who is going to win? There is a small bet already starting in the chat, so who do you think will win this fantastic event? The battle is on. We can see it already here, how they are... Don't Kill My Giant is very aggressive, attacking, almost tackling all the other players from Huai. But it is known players, and as we heard Ali Island said, he's a little bit shocked, a little bit surprised of the level, but also who these fantastic sailors are. 8 seconds to start. Right now we have Speedy losing that battle. Who did he lose to? That's a very, very wrong battle. He lost it to George Hackney. An unforced penalty. George needs to follow him. Speedy already riding him a little bit out of the battle upwind. But let's see if he can come back in this race. So very well covered by George. Then we have a battle in the middle. It's Dudit versus Joe Pinhon. And then we have Iron versus Dush. So who will win each of them? Right now, Dush is in the best position against Iron, covering him quite well. But Dudit side by side with Joe. And if Joe is going a little bit closer to Dudit, then Dudit can't cross in. George Hankney is also covering Speedy very well. So right now it's very open. Everybody can win this race, but it looks very well for Huai in the race number 1. And remember, it's BO3, so it's 2 races and you are crowned Grand Champion. And until now it has been decided in 2 races, but let's see who will win this regatta. Right now, Joe Pinon is covering Dudit, and see they are really tacking all they can upwind. George is covering Speedy. But one thing you need to know about this game, every time you make the opponent in front of you attack, he loses momentum and you actually have a chance to get a little bit closer to him. So that's also part of the tactics. That's why they want them to attack so much. So in this case, if I was George, I would just sail away a little bit more because Speedy is a little bit out of the game at the moment. Dush, he needs to do something to make his team come back in the race because Iron W, he's placed in a very good position here when they're coming to the mark. Dush, he will be in a little bit in the lead, but Iron is so close to him, he can cover him downwind. Dudit trying to get close enough to Joe Pion. Actually, if Joe, he keeps his direction, then Dudit can nothing do. He can pressure Dudit out of it. Dudit almost doing a mistake. Joe, pressure him. You know, I'm not cheering on one team, but it looks like Huai is doing a very great job at the moment. Same thing we see here. Dush battling against Iron W. And Dush is on the inside, have to ride away. That's why Iron is pushed a little bit out. And now we can see Dudit. He needs to break that boat. And wait to penalize George Hankey. He didn't manage to steer his boat right up. Right on, so that was actually giving him that penalty because he was still maneuvering. But a battle up here, Dush losing to Iron W, and now Joe Pion is pushing out Dudit because of the rule of the inside. Speedy back in the race, so the battle will be against all the players. Speedy handed out 1 penalty to Joe Pion, so Speedy going ready to go downwind. This is a battle that is on. I thought that Speedy and his team, Don't Kill My Giant, was very, very high level. But here we have a battle. They are losing big time. And a new battle up in the top. Dush is winning against Iron W in the downwind action. And here, Speedy is taking the victory against George Hankney. But Dudit took the victory against Joe Pion. So now they're changing positions, all of them once again. Mark rounding. Doesn't matter which side you're rounding at the moment. It's team races, all about following your opponent or get into a position where you either can win some meters or get in a position and covering up the others. Oh, a split. That's a very costly split between Speedy and George. See, switching position because of a split. I know George, he might have to starboard right away, but see how close the ley line is. So, Speedy won over George in that marked rounding by choosing to go to the right side, opposite side of George. So George now needs to battling his way back. Iron got a penalty by Douche again. It's a very close battle, but right now it looks like Don't Kill My Jive switch around the positions in this case. Speedy in 5th, Iron in 3rd, Douche in 1st, Dudit in 2nd. Then Joe Peenhole and George Hankey, they need to do something. They need to come back in the race. And now it's interesting to see if Speedy says the commando to his team, Carnage, meaning that they need to slow down and do some damage on the others. But I think Douche and Dudit, they will try to sail for it. But Iron W, he can go after Dudit. And then Speedy, he needs to win the battle against George. Then everything is fine in this team race. Remember, you need to have 10 points or less to win this regatta or win this race. Oh, unforced penalty by Joe by hitting the mark, slowing him down, taking him out of the game, making Speedy a chance to capture him. And that is maybe the worst scenario after all that could be. And good afternoon to all of you British fans out there, also to Dane Law watching in. And it's fantastic to see the students in action he's riding at the moment. It's the last down win action. Remember, it's points. It's 8 points right now to Don't Kill My Jive versus 13 points to Who I. And right now, Who I needs to sneak away from Speedy, and Iron also needs to win against Tooted over here, because then they have a chance to come back into it. So, George, take the battle to Speedy, win that one. Iron penalize Tooted, then everything will change once again. There we go. Speedy, he knows that. He's defending his position against George, and Tooted winning over Iron W up there. And that seems like that victory might go into Don't Kill My Jive in race number 1 in this grand final in Quantum Sails Regatta for the university. And it's made by Aberdeen University. So let's see how that will unfold. There we go. Let's see the finish. Yep. Second place to Dudit. So it's 1-0 to Don't Kill My Jive in race number 1. In the grand final. And remember one thing, guys and girls, or let's say it like this, lads sitting out there, this is the grand final. It's a BO3, so first point goes to Don't Kill My Jive with Dudit, with Douche, and with Speedy_1, the British champion and also part of the Nations Cup team, winning it for Great Britain in November 2020. There we go. And let's just, for a good sign, have the confirmation. Douche, Dudit first and second, Speedy last. That's giving 9 points. And it's 12 points for Who I. Race number 1 in the grand final. And it looks like we're going to have a very, very good battle, a very tight battle. Now we're going into the J boat. I know the J boat might be Speedy's favorite boat, but I have to say, watching Who I going into this battle, it's so close. It's minimum movements. They are very close of going in to win against Don't Kill My Jive. But Don't Kill My Jive has been undefeated in the whole regatta, in all races, also in the round robin. So Who I can only surprise and go in and take a point. Let's cross the fingers that Who I is taking the next point. Let's see if we can do the commentator's curse on Speedy_1 Ali Island, like he did on Joe Pecan. And Donny Gillis, a former British champion 2019, just commented in the chat that because another one wrote, "Hey, these universities guys, you got them out of the bed. They're playing right now." And then Donny Gillis, he just explained, hey, they don't need to get out of this bed to play Esailing. They can play it on their mobile phones or tablet while laying down in their bed. Let's get ready for some action. I can see race number 2 is almost coming up. So let's see when they're ready. This is race number 2 that's coming up, and it is the J boat. And if you're new coming into this game, The J17 is actually like the J17 in real life, and has agility. When you're rounding the top mark going downwind, then it speeds up quite fast. His hit maximum speeds within 3 seconds. It has a spinnaker opposite the starboat, and there we have my boat. It has a spinnaker opposite the starboat, meaning that to get maximum speed downwind, then you need to leash your spinnaker, and it takes 2.5 seconds. And the battle is on, and it's all about getting into that fantastic start we're going to watch now. So let's go in game and see some action. And while saying that the battle is already on, it looks like Orcas versus Pink Wings, like the pink team is chasing all the yellow boats at the moment. So don't kill my jibe, already trying to penalize and make a small psychological war against Huai. But my coins are on Huai. I hope to see them go all the way. I hope to see Don't Kill My Jibe lose this one so we can go into the next race in a laser. 1 second. It's a clean start, a slow start for Speedy, but he's going to the right-hand side. He's trying to see if he can come in front of some of the other one. Douche is in a good position. He can cover rest of the fleet. Joe Pinhole is following him. George Hankey is following Speedy. Then Iron W, yeah, he is in a good position. He will go in front of Dude. No. Oy! That's a very close call. And there, penalty to Iron W and penalty to Joe Pinhole. I had continued. I might have been taking the chance here in the opposite side with the Iron W and going all the way straight up and see if I could get in front of the other boat instead of getting a penalty like that. But that's the difference from people that have been playing e-sailing in a high level and all the new players. Here we can see he's easing his sails to prevent to get a penalty by Dudit, giving Dudit the advantage to cover him. George Hankey coming in, trying to penalize Dudit, and now Dudit, he managed to steer his boat, straighten it up, and then avoiding a penalty from George Hankey. Douche coming in. Opposite side, Speedy is still battling Joe Pinhole. Joe Pinhole coming in, Speedy with an unforced penalty. Very unforced penalty by him. Great coverage by Joe Pinhole in this case, giving again the same game as we had in the last game, a battle for first, second, and third and fourth, and then we have two boats battling for the last position. But let's see, Iron W again and George Hankey, they need to do something against Douche and Dudit. Let's see if they can take the battle up to them, penalize them, or make them make some friendly fire against each other. Only cross our fingers to find out what's happening. First mark rounding coming up. It's race number 2. It is the grand final. If Don't Kill My Jibe win this race, they are the winner of the grand final and the whole regatta. Here we can see almost close call for getting a penalty. Iron W going in front of Speedy. It's a good view from the top. Speedy on the inside. He knows the game. Penalizing Iron like he got earlier on by Dudit. And that's giving the advantage for Dudit and Douche to sneak away. So now we have a battle up here. Speedy, he can go in and help his teammates now. So let's see when they're going downwind. It's a medium downwind, so it's not much you can do in the first downwind with your spinnaker and your wind shadow. But Douche is caught by George Hankey. And let's see if they can do anything. One of them needs to follow him, and that's Joe Pinhole. And straight away, Speedy going in and covering his teammate and getting ready for some action. Iron W coming with speed. See, he's not affected by any wind shadow at all. Right now, he's throwing wind shadow on his teammates instead of on Speedy. So mark rounding. Left-hand side, Dudit and Douche. Opposite side. Oof, that might be a very harsh call. Rest of the yellow fleet also friendly fire there. Iron W, third penalty. But because they chose to go to the wrong side, suddenly Speedy is back in the game. He is in fourth position and almost taking third because Douche is going to cover George over there. So that might be the place where this race was won and lost. But remember, when we saw the last regatta, the second semi-final with Huai, then we saw they never gave up and they won their races. But let's see if they can come back in this race. It's going to be a very close call. It's going to be a hard nut to crack. But mark rounding coming up. Maybe we'll see some friendly fire or disconnection, meteor shower, a dolphin jumping on this on the boat. We never know. Dush coming around the mark. No unforced penalty. Dude it also. They just need to sneak away. George Hankey is coming after them. Speedy with a huge turn. And did you see he actually turned outside of the mark rounding zone and then went in. And now he's doing carnage, slowing down the rest of the fleet. Iron W with a penalty and Joe Penhall. And he only have one purpose. It's to slow down the rest of the fleet. So George Hankey is alone against the two other skippers up there. And this might give the victory, the overall victory to Don't Kill My Jibe. Let's see, George outside of the wind shadow of Dudit. See, he just have him a little bit in wind shadow, 0.5 knots, but he needs to go closer if he needs to do something. And then Speedy won the battle behind. So it looks like that Huai is satisfied with getting second overall against Don't Kill My Jibe. But I also have to say, what a performance by all the teams going into a round robin, playing the whole weekend for coming into this event. And now we had the grand final, and it looks like we're going to say congratulations to Don't Kill My Jibe. Here when we're saying it, Dush crossing first, Dudit second, sealing the victory. Then we have George Hankey coming in third. Iron W, Joe Penhall. They just need to kill Speedy on there, sail into him, do something. We don't want to see him get third, and they prevent that. Iron gets in fourth, covering Speedy. No, Speedy goes in between, but Speedy slows down, and I think he is getting fifth. No, he got sixth, so great defense by the other persons there. So, that was a victory, 2-0. Let's just have the score on here. In the grand final, to Don't Kill My Jive against Huai. And what a victory. I had to say it was a very close call. I was almost seeing Don't Kill My Jive losing it 2 times. And here we just saw the difference from the routine sailors and people that's just learning to play e-sailing or more regular sailors, because e-sailors knows how to penalize, they know how to play dirty. And when we are saying play dirty, let's meet the team captain from the winning team and say welcome back to my co-host in some of the races, Speedy_1 or Ali Island. And we actually want you in studio, so zip, there we are. Welcome back in studio, and congratulations with the grand final. So now the big trophy is coming home like Nations Cup.
Yeah, this is just as an honour as winning the Nations Cup. This is great. No, good racing. Well done to all the other competitors, and thanks to the sponsors, Quantum Sales, as well, for putting up the prizes, and Aberdeen for running the event. Yeah,
and I have to say one thing. I think Huai actually was close of winning against you guys. I only saw these small difference from who has been playing e-sailing more than the other team, because the level of racing, the level of sailing was quite high at Huai.
Yeah, it was. It was close racing, and it's a good example of how quickly people can pick up the game. Those players have been racing for a year or so, and the standard was really high, and we made it pretty difficult for ourselves at some points as well.
Fantastic to hear. And before ending up this show with this fantastic tournament made by Aberdeen University up there, is there anything you want to say to all your follower sailors up there and to all the university students? If they want to join in, how can they do? And do you have any tips and tricks? Or should they just add you as a friend in the game and then everything is good?
Yeah, absolutely. I can encourage people more to join in. It's so fun, and lots of university sailors doing it and joining in. speak to your, the university captain, or join the Scottish Virtual Regatta Sailing Club on Facebook. We run regular Wednesday night racing, and it's all levels. You don't need to be a die-hard e-sailing fan to do it, and it's just about fun, and that's what it's all about.
And fun is the key. And ending up with the word fun, then I have a very good. I have one of the guys writing in the chat a personal message for you. Good races, well done, Dudit and Dush. You managed to carry the dead weight. So that's what the fans mean about the British champion 2020 and Nations Cup winner 2020, Speedy_1. Ali, thank you for joining me in studio, and congratulations with the victory. Congratulations to Aberdeen University and the organisers behind, and thank you for letting me in on eSailing TV. Bye. Thank you. You can just talk.